That's right. Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And welcome to our Dexter New Blood recap podcast, this time for Unfair Game. All right, Dragon, I'm going to throw it to you. What do you think of the episode?
Yeah, I thought this was a very well-structured, well-themed episode. Proper tease and build up to Dexter talking to his son as he does everything he can to save him. I think we wrapped up the Kurt and Harrison story, really well here in terms of the fact of so we kind of wrapped up, Harrison being kind of lured in by Kurt Caldwell, which then means we're gonna have 2 episodes of Dexter ending, which is good. We're back to the namesake guy here.
He's just so unbelievably screwed in the whole getting caught department, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like he is just totally underwater with actually getting caught by Angela.
Yep. Again,
it's so bad.
Just this episode in itself, I'll coin it again. We legitimized the fake out from Dexter season 3 of Dexter being kidnapped for his bachelor party. Okay, well, we get to see what Dexter would do in a kidnap situation, and it was awesome.
Okay, the only thing that saved that for me was the fact that I was binging the DVDs, and so it was like when that happened, I was like, oh, okay, like whatever. At least I didn't have to wait a week for it.
Well, true. Me, myself included, it was just really fun. I like that payoff. I have no compunction with that. I'm just saying I like that. We kind of teased.
I mean, honestly, Dragon, if I had to wait a week for that payoff, I think I probably would have been a little pissed. I'm not going to lie.
I can't remember if the episode ended with Dexter kidnapped or that was at the top of the episode, and then the payoff was like, okay, I think it might have been one episode. I don't know if it was a character.
No, I'm pretty sure it ended with the kidnapping.
You might be right. Then in that case, yeah. All right.
So yeah, I think we're all on the same page with this, Dragon. I think this is going to be a pretty short discussion, just because I think you and I can both agree this is definitely Dexter in top form. I really like that we have. I really do think that for the first time this season, the A, B, and even the C story with Angela all really, really came together in a very suspenseful, very satisfying way. We have Dexter being hunted in the woods. We have just the growing tension of Harrison and Kurt, and then Angela is just, like I said, Dragon. It's just the walls are very rapidly being closed in on Dexter. It is like it's game over for him as far as that's concerned. So yeah, overall great. What I respect about this episode is that it is kind of like a. In the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of the season, it really is kind of like a stepping stone kind of transitional episode into the end game of the season. But it doesn't feel like that. It does legitimately feel like a really great episode in its own right. So, all right, we have that guy in the comments. He says Harrison finally met Kurt.
The real Kurt.
Yeah. Dragon, I have one observation I want to make right off the bat. It's involved, like, remember last episode I was criticizing the cold opens, and then you pointed out the flashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the flashes work. I don't know. I'm still not a huge fan of them. What I do like is that they do kind of like put these images in your head, because I was definitely very cognitive of the flashes after you pointed them out. So, for example, what really worked for me here was seeing a glimpse of Kurt, in full hunter gear and being like, oh, boy, it kind of put that image in your head. And since Kurt's hanging out with Harrison the whole episode, you're just kind of like, you're just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop on that. That being said, I just straight up don't think that this show cares about like legitimate, like Breaking Bad style cold opens, because I don't think we've done a single one of those where it actually feels like an artistic and satisfying standalone scene.
Yeah, but not every show can be the Albuquerque verse, Tiki.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I
don't
feel
even
like
know if that was like Dexter's thing ever,
opens,
really.
Though.
I don't even know if cold opens were ever Dexter's thing anyway.
That's true.
All right. Okay, so let's start by talking Dexter's nightmare at the top of the episode. We get to see basically what he fears Harrison will become if he doesn't have the talk.
That was a really well done scene.
Yeah. Oh God. Anyway, and again, he's doing things Dexter absolutely knows that Harrison's capable of with the
Uh-huh.
with some of the wrestling as well as mainly the straight razor to the back of the leg. Yeah. So
And we
again,
just straight up get to see Harrison slice a fool's neck.
yep, and like a smile and the blood spatter,
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's
again,
all perfect. It's all like Harrison is very much emulating Michael C. Hall in a great way.
and again, it's Harrison without a code, and basically get to see like his monster on full display there.
Mhm.
And again, it's Dexter utterly both in the nightmare as well as in his current situation. He's helpless to save his son from Kurt with the revenge plan that he's figured at this point is most likely going to end with him doing something bad to Harrison, probably killing him.
Sure.
All right, so let's talk the most dangerous game, because if you had to summarize this episode in one word, it's Dexter meets the most dangerous game.
Yeah, out of all the plots, it's probably I mean, I'm not going to say it's weak, but it was the least engaging out of the three. It was still engaging, though. It was still engaging. It's just
But it
if
was
I had to
Dexter
like
out
one
of
of them
world and
last.
everything. It was the symbolism. He became the deer, Tiki. He
No, it's
became
cool.
the deer.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm just saying, like, the stuff with Kurt and the stuff with Angela were very much just edge of my seat, like, oh my God, where is this going to go next? Whereas with Dexter, it's like if Dexter doesn't get out of this, we don't have a season. So we know Dexter's going to get out of this. You know, it was cool to see his methods. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying the Kurt stuff and the Angela stuff had a little bit more, broader implications for the rest of the season.
By the way, connect little kind of mini mystery solved here, mystery in quotes. So the name on the check that Dexter found last episode, it was for this guy. It was for our schlubby, creepy, hunter trucker guy.
I love that this guy doesn't even have a name.
Well, no, he has a name. It's Eldrick.
Oh, God. Eldrick? That's his name?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm mispronouncing Elric or Eldrick. I think it's Elric. Anyway, so Elric Kane. To the point, but he was the name on the check that Dexter found in the office. So we named the creepy trucker guy. So he's Elric. Apparently, so that's the fact that Dexter's like, who did he write this check out to, and what for? Well, now we know what for.
All right, that guy is not going to lie. It fooled me for like 1 second. That guy, I was right there with you, man. When that scene first started, I was kind of like, oh, God, did Harrison just right away go back to the bullies and start just straight up attacking them? Obviously, when Dexter walks into the room and he's like beaming with pride and joy, in other words, Dragon, in other words, Dexter was proud of his boy. All right, anyway, Jesus.
He was proud of his boy slicing and dicing.
Oh, God. All right. We're bringing that song back, folks.
Yep.
We're taking that song away from the bad people.
We've dusted it off the shelf, man.
Anyways.
He hit him with a bat. All right. Okay. Anywho. All right. So, yeah. So again, I really do like our three-pronged structure here, in that everyone is kind of in the midst of their own game, so to speak. Here, where you have Dexter in the most dangerous game situation, you have Angela in kind of unraveling kind of like the games afoot, kind of in Sherlock Holmesian terms, if you will. Angela on his trail, and then you have Kurt, who of course it's literally kind of like the father-son bonding kind of game. Literally playing baseball, essentially kind of a step away from playing catch with the male father figure, talking about dad.
Okay, can I just say the ball thrower scene unto itself was suspenseful, if for any other reason that I have had some not so great experiences with those things in PE classes in my youth. Experiences that were probably pretty similar to Harrison getting bruised on the side and shit.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you something. So you mean to tell me you were at a school where they had like the ball flinger thing?
Yeah.
And it was indoors. It was a bad.
No, I mean it was like, if I'm remembering correctly. I mean, this was like in like middle school, but if I'm remembering correctly, it was out on the blacktop.
All right. Well, it's still not great, but all right, sure. Because that's like I was wondering, oh my God, they're putting this thing indoors, but I said, oh, well, there's a net, but still, it's a net.
I mean, I don't like. I didn't get bruised as badly as Harrison did, but I definitely remember, like, I think what it was like there was like a whole line of like the whole class had to take one swing, and I was like nervous before I even got up there, and then of course the fucking ball hit me like right in the body. So yeah, like right when that scene started, I was like, oh, I have bad memories associated with this fucking thing.
My favorite detail in that, though, I just love what Clancy Brown does, where you can kind of see on his face when he gets the point, turns up the setting to curveball, you know exactly what he's doing. He's it's the kill rooms inflicting a little pain, just getting it in there. He's kind of feeling out the waters here.
Yeah.
And he just wants to he's kind of abusing the kid at first, but then again, for like kind of the sins of the father revenge of it all. But then the fact that Harrison says, do it again, and just like that he becomes, I love it by the end of this episode and through the episode, honestly from the beginning, we could say Kurt has developed a genuine bond with Harrison. I think he does have grudging respect for Harrison, especially during this scene. He's genuinely remorseful. Like, sorry, kid, I don't want to have to kill you, especially now, but since the father, you know how it goes.
I love how there's like not even much of an explanation. It's just like, yeah, you know, it is what it is, kid. Sorry about that.
Yep. Oh yeah. By the way, just to tail back for a second, when Dexter's in the middle of his most dangerous game sort of thing, how awesome was his escape?
Oh, I mean, everything about the most dangerous game stuff is really cool, Dragon. It's really cool. Like I said,
in the car at the opening, we had like the zip ties, and he calls.
Totally. That's what I'm saying.
The scars on the bad guy's face, and then he crashes through the glass, and he escapes with the irony bound surgical screw. Like literally, you're screwed, Dexter. Here's proof of it. Oh, the symbolism, the screws and the deers and the game. All right. So I also love that just with everything that's going on here, I love that Dexter, just the moment he's gotten comfortable and he's used small town, like his knowledge of the small town setting to his advantage at the middle of the season, he's now at a point where it's like it's backfiring on him completely again. We're like effing snow. It's like the worst place you could put Dexter. He's in the middle of the snow. He's bleeding. It's like he's
I love how the snow. It's like there's just nothing to hide. You know, it's like you are going to be on full display in the snow.
Like everyone in the town's a hunter. So when he tries,
right,
yeah. I love it. I love the moment where he tries the old.
Remember that doctor dude who came in for like one episode and he never really paid off. But I feel like the point of him was, the guy who was like examining the crime scene, and Dexter was like, shit, this guy's good.
Yeah.
I feel like the point of that guy wasn't necessarily to pose a major threat, to Dexter directly, but instead to establish that like everyone in this town is kind of like, a lot more on Dexter's game than the Miami Metro people ever were.
Absolutely. So I love that, Dexter, even with the schlubby guy, like he can't do the old footprint trick in the snow. It's
right, yeah.
Because he's familiar with
it. I love how the guy just straight up calls it out like, that's amateur hour, man.
That's why it's the screenshot of our episode, folks.
Right.
So that's just great. But again, I love ultimately though, Dexter's salvation was blood, the blood trail. That was his misdirect. That's what gave Dexter his advantage. That was great. Also, the "You're beautiful" mirror gag just cracks me. It was a great set design joke of like, "You're beautiful." Looks at like how gnarled up his face is, and Dexter just crashes through the glass awesomely. All right, let's see. So, you want to talk about some Angela stuff or back to the Harrison Kurt thing?
Yeah, we could. Let's throw in some Angela stuff in there, just because, like I said, she's kind of the C plot, but I think it's a very important C plot.
Well, soon it's going to be the B plot. So
yeah. Well, soon it's probably going to be the A plot.
Yeah, honestly. Well, you know what I mean. It's going to like
and
Angela, she's on the Bay Harbor Butcher's trail big time here because she's following up on Dexter's activities this season. Which again, if Dexter can't dispose of bodies, or really again, so Dexter's killed 2 people. Well, let me. Wait, yeah, he's killed 2 people this season. He almost killed a third.
Now, and Dragon, I honestly kind of called Dexter out on this the episode it happened. I was like, Dexter, as much as you want to do it, and as much as you're pissed, and as much as your fatherly instinct is taken over, this is a bad fucking idea, and it's not going to end well. And indeed, it looks like the drug dealer that he killed is going to be his downfall, at least as far as Angela putting the pieces together goes.
Exactly. And again, these are the factors Dexter's never had to really contend with the exception of like season plot points. But let's just focus on like just the overall thing here, where it's again, Dexter usually he does the injection thing, but there's no body to find. Like, wait a minute, there's a pattern going on here.
Right,
So
right,
rarely,
yeah,
if
yeah.
ever, is there someone alive after the injection to compare it with. Like, oh yeah, I got like this mark here, and then we had the body that was found and not chopped up. So Dexter's, so which of course very consistent with the ketamine found the bodies that were eventually found in season 2 of Dexter with, like the M99 marks in them.
What I kind of like about that is that Dexter has a system in place, probably out of caution, like he's doing the same things just to make sure he's reliable. But in reality, that same system, that same reliability kind of screwed him.
And again, the irony being, again, his father taught him this code so he would be the serial killer that does not get caught. But ultimately, it's just redirecting the pattern and, kind of like the ritualistic kind of, signatures of serial killers. And like every serial killer has like a pattern. They do certain things. So it's like, so ultimately Dexter's cautions, because he's been so successful over the years, have turned into a pattern.
Dragon, remind me, did Dexter and Deb grow up in Florida?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, I'm pretty sure they're Miami locals.
Well, maybe Florida is just a really naive state when it comes to crime.
Well, you gotta remember, I mean, there's like,
and Harry's just like, yeah, if Dexter does this stuff in Florida, he'll be fine.
Well, if memory serves, Tiki, I mean, Miami, historically, I guess still today, but even probably still through when Dexter was happening, very crime. But the drug trade is very big in Miami. At least it historically was. That's why Scarface was directed to be set in Miami and everything when they remade it. So yeah,
that guy says the season really went. No, yeah, the Miami Metro was very incompetent. We know.
But look at Batista. We gave him a hat and everything.
Hey, we gave him a hat.
Gave him a new hat and everything. Look
how great was it to see that bowling picture? By the way.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
I know we've already seen it before, but still, it's nice to see it pop up again.
Yeah.
All right,
let's see. So, anyways, point being, as I predicted, she's just one click away from listening to the Bay Harbor Butcher. It was a 1 in 3 shot, and she's listening to that next episode. Scenes for the promo, she's gonna be listening to that Bay Harbor Butcher podcast. So that's gonna be the nail in Dexter's coffin right there. It's like, yep, the true crime podcast is what did Dexter in after all these years. I love it.
And that makes so much sense. It
does.
Really does.
Because again, it's something he never had to contend with.
Yeah. I love how the show has literally taken like a modern trend, and like I wonder if true crime podcasts just in general are one of the big inspirations to do this in the first place.
I mean, it gives you a real in story-wise. Okay, what can we do if we're going to revisit Dexter 10 years later? Not just like, okay, well, he's killing people as a lumberjack. Like, before you can start from there. And it's like, well, what can we do to actually make it a real show instead of, hey, he's chopping people up now with a beard, which we didn't.
Now with a beard.
See, that's
well, Dragon, as you know, my big pitch for a Dexter reboot would be to literally just have it be a straight-up lumberjack drama, and the serial killer thing just never gets addressed.
Right. So my point is, you
know, this lumberjacks jockeying for positions of power, basically like Axemen, the series,
Oh,
Anyways, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Not Axemen, there's the Axemen.
Right.
But no, it's the fact it could have been something like that, and then we're looking, okay, well, what are the plot threads we want to see? Well, we got to bring Harrison back, okay, and like, well, if we bring Dexter back and it's been 10 years, we're not just pretend like, hey, it's tomorrow's, okay, so it's been 10 years, and so it's what's the culture of serial killers like today? Well, people love true crime podcasts, and bada bing, bada boom, there you go.
Yeah. Also, really quick, have you noticed that Deb has been getting a lot more subdued as we go on?
Yeah, again, I'd like to think that's kind of personal growth on Dexter's part there.
Right same. That's how I read it.
It's very targeted on. It's more like the concern, and again, I like they're kind of co-parents in a sense, even though they are very much.
They totally are. Yeah,
like, it's kind of weird to say because they are technically the same parent, but still, they're kind of co-parenting, as it were. Which again adds some Freudian layers to that too. We're gonna dwell on that right now. So,
my imaginary aunt.
Yep. God. You know, it'd be a hilarious crossover that just like only 2 sick puppies like you and I would love.
Oh no! What?
I just want to see Deb, Dark Passenger Deb hang out with Mother from Bates Motel.
Oh my god!
I mean, wouldn't they be like get along famously as imaginary friends? Literally,
they would.
Not just imaginary friends, but imaginary friends.
Oh my god, dude!
Like, that's a spinoff we should pitch right there. Yeah.
I would be down.
And you know who's going to
Mother, would
hallucinate
it be
him?
just like when Norman is in the Mother persona? Is that what you're talking about?
No. I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, we used to kind of coin the nickname that, you know, like the season 5 Bates Motel.
Oh, okay,
hallucinations of
right.
Norman,
So
which
just
she was
the
full on, like,
hallucination of Mother. Got
yeah,
it.
like the very broad, very kind of like more criminal leaning, you know, like we're ditching bodies and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and maybe the bonus hallucinating it's Beverly Goldberg
Oh my
hallucinating.
god, dude!
Make it like this is our reboot this is our pitch for the reboot of the Golden Girls. We just need Elektra as the 4th.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Okay, anyway.
An Elektra. Oh god, Elektra.
I've
Deb,
been dead,
your brother was a blood spatter analyst, wasn't he, Deb? Did he go splishy splash in the blood?
Elektra, stop hitting on my brother. It's weird.
All right. This is going off the rails. Let's get back on track.
So I kind of want us to do a podcast on that show right now. We don't have time for that. So, okay, let's talk about Harrison and Kurt. Okay, so wait a minute. Should we talk some that guy stuff here?
So what now?
Some that guy stuff.
Oh, I mean, I don't really think he's had Florida. He says Florida guy. There's a Florida guy who's the biggest crime boss in the world.
Yep.
I hope Kurt gets a traditional kill room. Indeed, that would be cool. I agree.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. But
I hope that Dexter sets up the kill room in the prisoner room in his cabin.
Ooh.
That would be poetic. That's what I'm hoping for.
Wait, in the what room in his cabin?
The room where he locks everyone in.
Oh, right, in Kurt's prisoner room.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah.
That guy also says, "Save Harrison! I'm trying." Not the exact line, but something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he literally walks through. That was a creepy camera angle too. It's like he's walking closer and closer to her. He's basically walking through her. Yeah. All right. So some father-son bonding with Kurt and Harrison. Again, we already kind of talked the batting cage. And again, I already talked this while you were kind of getting in and out here. I like the game theme of the episode.
I like how like throughout the whole episode, Kurt is just like laying down these like underhanded things on Dexter, like your father never cooked you venison as long as you've been out here. What's wrong with him?
So, Mr. Foodie, how did you feel about the venison?
I mean, I've never actually had venison.
Well, I just mean like just talking up the venison like it was Harry's pie.
I mean, I'm sure venison is not. I don't know. Deer in general, I'm kind of apprehensive because it's a little gamey.
Big game.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean.
Sorry, it's a dumb joke. So rare.
I know.
The big gamey joke.
I mean, it's that's just the word I use to describe the tech. I don't know. I'm a big texture guy, and venison is not really my jam in that regard.
Well, I just love that was like again. I love the food thing continues. The food and fatherhood parallel. This
right.
Been, yeah. Like yet again, it's like, hey, I'll cook you some food, some special.
You know what, Harrison? Your dad only cooks you breakfast.
Yeah,
I'm a dinner kind of guy.
I have a diner. You know, it's one letter removed from dinner and diner. I'm your guy.
And more Mr. Crab parallels with the food thing. Okay, seriously, there's a couple chuckles from Clancy Brown. I mean, he did go full Mr. Krabs. He didn't, but he went close. Like,
no, but seriously though, so in addition to our food parallels, the father, he does give him some nuggets of fatherly wisdom, which I thought were really, really nice. And again, add some layers to Kurt here, where he tells him, basically gives him advice to lean into his killering without a code. Where, stop punishing yourself for things. Stop apologizing for who you are. Basically do what comes natural, which is obviously what Dexter is trying to fight with every urge. You're like, no, don't like, if you're going to do what comes natural, do it with a plan so you don't get caught and you don't hurt innocent people.
Right.
But, hasn't gotten there yet because right now he's a little tied up. I love Kurt's dialogue in this episode. The whole says, oh, your dad's probably tied up with something, and said like, oh, I got a surprise for you. just teeing all that up. So we let's see. So we reveal Kurt's endgame here as he suits up. Very apologetic that he's going to have to kill Harrison.
It happened really suddenly, though. I was honestly kind of like I was expecting it, but it was just like, yeah, kid, this is how it's going to be.
I got to be honest. I was thinking for a moment Kurt was going to get second thoughts.
Well, I mean, we've already talked about this, but it's like, I really do think that with, with the kill that got away, Dragon, it really did just fuck with him. It's just like, Kurt's whole thing this season as a killer has been that sort of ritualistic quality to him, and how, like, when he did lose the kill, he just really got screwed up. So there was no way he was going to let this kill go. I mean, his life kind of, as far as he's concerned, mentally depends on it.
Sure.
Which is why I'm really excited to see Kurt next episode, because that's going to be the second kill that he's got away, and he's going to be really fucked, because we saw how frustrated he got with that first kill that got loose.
Just punching the corpse.
Right.
God. Anyway, yes. So, but yeah. So you're right.
What a waste.
You did make a prediction that ended up coming around anyway. So that's kind of cool. All right, so of course Dexter saves his son. He drives. Like, for a moment, I thought we were going to go the full Hawkeye without saying who to give him the specifics. I thought we were going to hit him with the truck. But we didn't, because we need him for 2 more episodes, at least 1 more episode, I guess. So Dexter saves his son. Kurt
I have
gets
a feeling
away.
that Kurt might be done next episode, and then episode 10 is going to be all the Dexter getting his comeuppance stuff. I have a feeling that's how we're going to do it.
That's my instinct, but I haven't.
Because I mean, if you think about it, like, Kurt can't really go like to a much lower place than he already is right now. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing, Tiki. My instinct would be to agree with you, but based on the promo, I'm thinking they don't have enough runtime for that. I think Kurt's going to have to be at least maybe at the top of the next episode. I don't know, the last episode. But yeah,
I mean, it could be that next episode is all about dealing with Angela, and then maybe Kurt comes in like at the most inconvenient moment or something like that.
Yeah. So let's talk about what I like to call the Emmy scene.
Yeah.
I think Michael C. Hall really did a wonderful job when he was beginning the talk with Harrison. When he was.
What I love about how that was written is it's just like, it's literally like, he didn't need to just be like, I feel like throughout the whole season it's been kind of like, how do I approach this? What do I actually say? And I think the key is, like, you don't need to straight up lie to him. You just admit the details. You don't have to tell him that you're straight up the Bay Harbor butcher. Just say that you've got the dark passenger and all that.
Right. Which ultimately seems to be, where we're kind of leaning here. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I am sure that Harrison's going to find out that he is the Bay Harbor butcher very soon, but
right. Well, again, he's going to have to he's going to have to lead him into that delicately anyway. Again, he's going to have to show that basically the next episode, based on the promo, 2 things. One, we're getting the clown. I think, if I recall, it's something that they've starved off for the longest time, like doing the killer clown thing. We're gonna have a killer clown.
Oh my God, really? Oh Jesus!
Yes, they're doing
the promo. Oh God.
Yeah, so they're doing a killer clown.
That is a one-off like kill of the week that I can actually get behind.
See, that's what I'm saying. If I'm right, my prediction of how it's going here is based on it's like the random thing. Oh my God! For a moment I thought, is Kurt dressed like a killer clown? Because the clown has a beard. See, here's the thing. So
it's not Kurt, is it? Because if it was Kurt and he did have a killer clown attire, that would just make my life.
No. Here's the thing. I thought it was Kurt, but you kind of see the clown without the shirt on. It's like he's too thin to be Clancy. I mean, his arms are too skinny and not muscular to be.
Could you imagine if Kurt just went so insane that he just went full on clown?
That's what I'm saying. For what would bring this on? I mean, of all things,
all it takes is one bad day, Dexter.
Of course, the irony would have been, again, they're not doing this, folks, don't get too attached. It would have been so ironic, given we had Lex Luthor become the Joker.
Oh, I know, right?
But no. So I'm assuming what's happening here is it's going to be it's going to be a father knows best sort of thing, where father's going to show son how to do his first kill and set up the kill room and everything with the killer clown as the victim.
Oh, that makes sense.
And I'm assuming something's going to go wrong, and when Angela so it looks like what's going to happen is Kurt's going to be using the information he has. A big point of tension this episode for me, they didn't end up doing, was I thought Kurt was gonna ruin knowing that Dexter has at least killed one person. Knowing that. Probably having the instinct he's killed other people, just like as he's basically throwing Dexter under the bus throughout the episode. And basically he teased up the fact of like, hey, my father killed a young woman. And I thought, oh God, he's gonna point out like he's going to reveal that your father is also a killer, and that would be how he sways him to his side or something. Perhaps basically does the Dexter talk before Dexter does. That's where I
But
thought
I
it
mean,
was
I guess the
leading.
difference with that is that he wasn't really interested in getting Harrison on his side because
Exactly.
he was like, no, I just need the kill. Like Dragon, he's like a freaking drug addict looking for a fix, and I love it.
Exactly. So it looks like from the promo, it's brief, but I'm just saying the fact that Kurt's still around and they had like one of those tense sort of things where like he's at the door, hey, Merry Christmas.
Oh, really? Oh, that's great. That's great.
But anyway, so it seems
That's
to me,
perfect. That's a very Hello Dexter Morgan type of move.
so the vibe I get is Kurt's going to direct Angela in the direction of Dexter, possibly pinning all of his crimes on Dexter.
Uh-huh.
And she's already on the trail of thinking Dexter's a killer. I'm assuming she's going to show up at the worst possible time of like, oh, God, you just killed this clown. Well, yeah, but you don't understand the whole
It's a killer clown. Come on.
He's a killer clown, and he's a killer clown, and like, you don't understand. This is like, it's a bonding thing. Like, we just had
I
to
just love
talk.
the concept of Dexter on the kill table with a killer clown, and it's like a fucking sitcom scenario.
It's like, Dexter, what's going on here? Angela, what do you understand? Like, Angela, there's a sock on the door.
The laugh track, Dragon. I can just picture the laugh track.
It's like, no, Angela, no. Come back. We can talk this out. Don't put the gun away. Come on.
Oh, God. Okay. That guy says, Dexter, my boy, I'm a clown. Dexter's like, oh my God, this poor guy needs to kill someone. He's dressing up like a clown. God, I'm sorry. Now I'm picturing fucking the Clancy Brown voice, like, SpongeBob, me boy, I'm a clown.
Well, remember, Mr. Krabs once was a fake Ronald McDonald clown. He was,
oh my God, that's right.
I think it was Krusty. I think he just called him Krusty the Clown. Krusty the Krabby. He was either Krabby the Clown or Krusty the Clown.
That guy says I'm Billy Joker. It's a favor for Batman.
Yeah.
All right.
But in seriousness, though, just to loop it back to the sentiment here, just the whole maybe this is all I ever want. So the fact that Dexter finally gets what he wants, he can share his life with somebody and basically be the Harry to his son. But of course, as this happens, at the cost of this honesty, Angela is gonna find him out very imminently.
Oh yeah,
and it's like just like one step forward, two massive steps back. Like,
which is like how all the best writing with Dexter goes. I think is using that formula.
But the fact that there is an ending in sight really elevates that. Just the fact of, oh God, like the noose is tightening, and was question of like there is a question going on right now, Tiki, of how final will this final be? And the plan for this thing is for it to be the ending, the end all.
It better be the ending, Dragon. That's all I have to say.
I mean, that's the reason. That's half the reason everyone's watching. They're watching because it's the ending.
Uh-huh.
The other reason is like more Dexter. I'm hoping that at the end of the day, it's like we're going to stay true to our guns. You're like, hey, this is an ending. We brought the guy back for an ending. If we keep it going, it becomes.
You know what I'd be really pissed with is I'd be really pissed if we got some sort of like Harrison as a serial killer spinoff.
So you would veto the Harrison spinoff?
I would veto a Harrison spinoff. Yes, I don't think we need something like that.
They'd have to call it Harrison, right? You can't just call it. You can't just keep calling it Dexter Newble. If Dexter's around. It'd be ridiculous.
Unless they called it like, I don't know, like fucking like Dexter Legacy or something like that.
Nah.
But anyways. Okay, so I think we can pretty much wrap it up. That guy has one last question for us. He says, blasphemous question. If instead of this revival, they went with a full-blown reboot, who's an actor who could actually play Dexter? Ooh, that's a good question. Damn.
That is a good question. Huh.
Honestly, the first one that comes to mind is honestly like maybe someone like a Benedict Cumberbatch.
I mean,
the reason he comes to mind for me is mostly because of his work in The Power of the Dog this year.
I mean, I have a couple go-tos. I don't know if they're any good, though. I have like my instinctual answers, aside from Cranston.
Maybe Matt Damon, honestly. I could see Matt Damon pulling it off.
Let's see. Well, I mean, my instinct is Matthew Rhys because I love that actor, and I think he could do anything. So, I mean, Matthew, given what he's done on The Americans and everything, the guy's got range and he's got charisma, and I could absolutely watch a show with him. He already did that Perry Mason show, which I forget if that's coming back or not for another season. Regardless, he might be busy. I mean, beyond that, Dave the Smolchin would be maybe an idea.
Oh, I could see that. I could totally see that.
I think
yeah.
Dave the Smolchin would be like an interesting kind of pull. Like, hey, let's go a little more realistic with our killer here. Where he looks like he absolutely could be that.
I love how that's just Despulsion's brand right now. Is just like he looks like what you imagine a serial killer would.
I mean, he's played so many serial killers.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Be like, it would be. I mean, it might be the easy answer. But,
that'd be kind of what I would go with, Dragon. Honestly.
Yeah, that guy says my go-to would be Christian Bale. To be honest, I mean, yes, we've kind of been there, done that, though.
Yeah, right. With the American Psycho,
and if I recall, Dexter is very much drew a lot of inspiration from American Psycho. Too.
Yeah.
So based on that, it's kind of like, well, yeah.
And I feel like Christian Bale and like a Matt Damon too would probably just be like they probably wouldn't want to commit to. That guy says the guy that plays Barry.
What?
Why am I blanking on the name of him?
Yeah, you're thinking of oh god,
Bill Hader.
Yes, Bill Hader.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see. First of all, I think Bill Hader has the physique for Dexter for sure.
Well, he also has the same taste in wardrobe.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, look, this one's okay.
But I also think that Bill Hader, like, he has a very, like, I feel like Bill Hader, one of his big calling cards is the fact that, like, he can do both, like, you know, like really, really funny bits and then also really dark and twisted bits at the same time. So that would fit well with Dexter.
I mean, yeah, no, here's the thin line where it's like, you know, with Bill Hader, with Barry here, it's like, hey, he's already got Barry, okay? We don't want to just double down like, hey, he's played Barry and he's going to be the new Dexter. So, you know, like, no, you know, one of the people I think I heard this somewhere. I think they reached out to him for Dexter, Jeremy Renner, back in the day.
Oh, man. I don't know if Renner would be able to.
Because remember, Jeremy Renner, the big role that he got, I forget if he got any Oscar attention for this or not, what the deal was. Because by the time they cast him for Avengers, one of the big things was the Jeffrey Dahmer movie that he did.
Uh-huh.
So I'm saying he's played serial killers. He's played like
I know he got Oscar attention for The Hurt Locker, but that was
that was the main thing. Movie. But before that, it was like the other big credit he had to his name was, hey, he played Jeffrey Dahmer in that movie.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, let me ask you this though: since Christian Bale was brought up in the whole American Psycho of it all,
yes.
How would you feel about Christian Bale coming back for kind of like a mini series and like an update on American Psychos? And like we saw him in the '80s.
Oh, I'd be totally down for it. I think American Psycho is a type of story that like would really resonate today.
See, that I think would be interesting. Only if you could get him though. That's the thing. I'm not saying. I'm not saying it's out of their own possibility they could make that story sing without him, but they tried that with a sequel and it didn't work well at all.
Right.
So based on that, I would say, yeah, you want to try to get him back or something. I don't know, something.
All right.
Oh wait. There's one more.
Oh God.
One more idea.
What? Tell me.
Good one. Rami Malek.
I don't know. With Rami Malek, I kind of feel like with him the same way that you feel about Bill Hader, where it's like he's already got the Mr. Robot stuff, and that's pretty similar to like the dual identity thing that Dexter plays with. So
it's a fair point.
I don't know. I mean, I just think Rami Malek isn't quite the same brand as a Dexter.
Okay. All right.
I keep hearing that Rami Malek is disappointing in No Time to Die, and it's hard for me to even fathom that.
He's not. I mean, look, the plot fizzles out a little bit with him at a certain point. But
he just seems like the perfect fucking casting for a Bond villain.
No, he's good. He's a good Bond villain. It's just I wish the plot was better. You know? But
plots have never been the Bond forte, in my opinion.
Okay, one last one. What about Daniel Bruhl?
I mean, I could see it, but he's never really like my first choice for anything. I mean, I like he's not he's a good actor. I just don't think like he's never really blown me away in anything that he's done.
Okay.
All right. So I think after that little exercise, thanks to that guy for adding about 10 minutes more worth of content onto this podcast.
Eldon Henson. I'm going to throw out Eldon Henson next as the new Dexter. Foggy Nelson.
I can see Eldon Henson. I can see.
Yeah, Foggy Nelson from Daredevil. Let's use him.
All right.
Let's seat him at the table next.
Oh God.
Pass the venison.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I think that's about it, folks. We'll see y'all next week. That guy, thanks as always for coming on, man. You feel you've become a real fixture, Danny DeVito, All right, Danny DeVito. On that note, I think on that note we can sign off. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. That guy. See y'all later.